This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
The Canadian women's soccer team just really giving a black eye to the entire Canadian Olympic team.
But it's not the team's fault. It's somebody who works for the team that was trying to spy on another team by using a drone.
Yeah, Team New Zealand.
While they were practicing, they had a drone hovering above. And so obviously the team was like, what's happening here?
A little bit obvious, yeah.
That's embarrassing for all of Canada.
The head coach will not be head coaching. Bev, I think her name is. She has to miss the game against New Zealand. And then two of the behind-the-scenes people that I guess would have made the decision to do this stupid thing.
Which takes a lot of effort. If you have to hire someone to properly use a drone to get some footage, to then study said footage.
But those two members have actually been sent home.
Yeah,
Congrats.
You're cheating.
What a great run at the Olympics.
No, I'm embarrassed, especially if the entire team knew that they were going to be sitting down and watching this footage. I'm mortified.
I don't think that would have been the case. I don't think the players would have taken part in cheating. Or
known about it, maybe. Maybe the coach would just be acting as if...
Well, and the head coach might have not known that this was shaking down either. It very likely could have been an assistant coach trying to make a name for themselves by coming in and saying, I really think we should play a 4-3-2. I have connections that told me that they're doing this formation or whatever.
Were you packed a drone and brought it to Paris?
It's just absurd. That you didn't think that you'd get busted, that you've really, like I said, put a black eye on the entire Canadian Olympic team. What are people going to be talking about? Until
we're losers.
Yeah, until we win a gold medal, maybe then that gets talked about more. But now our name is directly tied to cheating. And it's the Ben Johnson thing. He did that in the 1988 games. And
how? In the 80s when there's not a drone, what happened? What were they using? A camcorder?
A kite.
Where were the Olympics? In the Windy City?
He was doping. He was using steroids.
Cheating. There's going to be cheating regardless. Can we be honest?
There's a little bit, yeah. Some of the countries are known for it. But I don't want to be one of those countries.
Me neither.
I'd rather win a few less medals.
The only one that would be kind of cool are the breakdancers. It's smoke a joint before you go out there. Let's win.
We had quite the discussion a couple weeks ago about me giving you access to my Find My iPhone, which I did, but it doesn't work. Right? Or does it work?
It works now.
Oh, it does? Oh, good.
Yeah, it's been quite a boring journey.
Yeah, when have you checked in? This is ridiculous, by the way, that you feel the need to do this, but...
I don't know if I've checked in recently. There was one day that you were at the golf course, but you don't answer your phone when you're golfing. So I did check to see if you were still on the actual course or if you were driving. You were still on the course.
Yeah.
So that was underwhelming.
I used yours yesterday.
Okay.
And it was a really effective moment.
Where was I?
On your way home from getting your nails done. And our buddy Doug was busy, but popped in to say hi and was hoping to see you as well.
Okay.
And so I was able to go, let me check. Oh, she'll be home in a couple minutes.
There you go. See, isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
It's convenient.
Still feel weird about being tracked.
Yeah, but it's just
by
me.
anybody, but yeah.
It's just me. I'm not going to judge you every time that it shows that you're in the Arby's parking lot once a week.
You will judge me.
No, I won't. I won't.
Yes, you will. What did you say this morning when I said, I'm craving a hot dog?
I'm not going to say what I said.
You said that'll make you ill, give you diseases.
Well, there have been studies.
See? So if I was at Arby's every day, which I'm not.
Okay. Can I confess something? There was one day that I checked to see if you were home or what you were doing, and you were, in fact, in the Carl's Jr. parking lot. But I never told you, or made fun of you, or judged. But I will say one thing. When you got home, I said, what'd you have for dinner? And you lied to me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did?
I got a free burger I know which day you're talking about on my way home from the Elks game because they got 3 touchdowns, so everybody got a free Carl's Jr. burger.
But you never told me that.
What did I say?
You said you ate the leftovers in the fridge.
Oh, I also did that.
Okay. You missed a very important detail, the most delicious part.
I brought up the burger with you later.
Eventually.
Yeah. When the time was right. I could tell that there was some angst, and I didn't need you chirping.
So you probably knew I checked.
I didn't. But this is, see, I'm shutting it off.
No, I like it.
I just read this tweet. My wife made me install Life 360
What's that?
on my phone. I think you must do the same thing.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because she thinks I'm having an affair. I'm not, but now I drive to random places after work and listen to music for an hour just to piss her off.
Okay, there was one time that I was with one of my friends and we were tracking...
Me?
No!
Again?
We were tracking her husband. They were fighting. And she's like, I could see where he is right now. I'll check the iPad. And she checked, and he was at a hotel. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to go and catch him. So I went. She was too nervous to leave. And when I got there, he was just in the pub playing pool with a friend. Like they had like a pub attached to it. And he was just with one of his work buddies.
Oh, yeah, I'm shutting it off for sure. You just came across a new study.
Yeah, I don't know if this is fake news or not. I'm going to assume it is.
Well, you can't start it with that.
Well, what do you think? Ready for this headline? A German study concludes that staring at a woman's breasts for 10 minutes a day is better for your health than going to the gym.
I mean, it depends on how hard you work out, I guess. If you're just going to the gym to, like, chat like some people do.
The top comments, how healthy is everyone else? I'm killing it. This one here says, I will not disclose my health.
I wonder if it actually does better your health. Like, if you were attracted to jugs.
Yeah, maybe.
If, like, your heart rate would increase slightly as if you're getting exercise by just staring at them.
This one here, I've never felt better in my life. I just love the comment section so much. You must have been a pretty healthy preteen, you and your buddies, when you used to just rip around on your bicycles, looking through people's garage windows to see what kind of posters they had up near their tool sets.
Yeah, never felt healthier in my life. We're going to be talking about toxic traits in the kitchen, and we want to hear from as many of you as possible.
But not someone else's toxic trait, your own. We want you to confess what's something, think about it for a second, that you do in the kitchen that you're like, it's not ideal. Is this when you're cooking specifically or just when you're in the kitchen in general?
It can be like the way you load up the cupboards. It can be, leaving a fridge door open, whatever. What?
Something you do when you're cooking, something you...
Yeah. What made me think of this was, my toxic trait in the kitchen the other day. I was like, this would be a good topic on the air, I think. But then I just saw this with a picture of food in Tupperware. We do not throw out perfectly good food in this house. We put leftovers in a Tupperware container and let it go bad, then throw it out. So, perfect example of a toxic trait in the kitchen, something you wish you were better at. 780-784-7107. We'll get into this next. Toxic traits in the kitchen. What do you do on a regular basis that you know you probably shouldn't be doing? It's just the way she goes.
I like Brandon's text. When I clean the whole kitchen, I do everything except clean the food out of the drain. Why do we do that? You're not alone. You do everything, and then there's just that clump of food.
Because it's the grossest part.
Yeah, but...
It's nasty digging into the drain for wet food.
That's why you buy one of those things from the dollar store that traps everything.
Even clearing that out's
gross.
It's
It's pretty gross. You're right. For me, it's I eat as I'm making food, and then by the time to sit down and eat with loved ones, I'm too full. and I just back up the rest.
That's a really good one.
It's true.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I'm eating as I go, or I get a rice cake out and put some peanut butter on it. And I'm eating that while I cook, and then I'm too full to actually eat dinner.
Right.
Every time.
It's kind of awkward to just sit and watch other people eat.
I'm like, I'm full.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, so we want to hear your toxic trait in the kitchen. It could be while you're cooking. It could be when you're just standing in the kitchen.
Mary says, I find a recipe that looks great, think about it throughout the day, and when it finally comes time to drive home from work, I stop at a fast food joint.
Stacy wrote in saying, good morning. One of my toxic traits in the kitchen is walking past the sink of dirty dishes like they don't exist. I don't have a dishwasher in my place, so as soon as I miss one day of doing dishes, all of a sudden, they don't exist for the next week or so.
That's one of the best tips I ever got when it came to cooking, was do the dishes while you cook.
Clean as you go.
And it is, it just keeps you busy in there. There's not that lull where I'm like, well, what am I going to do while I let this melt for 20 seconds? Instead, I'm just doing one dish.
Yeah,
like,
or at least, like if you are lazy to do the dishes, at least fill some of those bowls that have the sauce in them with water so they don't stick.
Sure, that's...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would almost say that's toxic trait on your part.
A very popular answer that's rolling in seems to be wives that have a partner at home that fills a pan with water to soak it in the sink.
Yeah, and then leaves
then
it.
they just leave it. Like they will never go back to it to finish the cleaning job. That is the number one answer rolling in. A very common kitchen toxic
Well, because
trait.
you kind of convince yourself that it needs to soak for a little bit.
That's what all the men are writing in right now.
Yeah.
We just got like 4 texts in a row. Yeah, Chris, that's got to soak overnight, man.
Mine is I overuse paper towel. I have a good paper towel dispenser like right by where I need it for everything. So instead of going and getting the cloth from the sink and then going and clean,
Wetting
I'll often just default to paper towel, but like I'm using too much of it. It's not cheap.
Carly, if I'm cooking with my partner, he hates when I clean up because I'm always putting something that he's still using in the sink and I clean it. That's true. If you put a fork down on the counter, maybe you want to use it again, right? Raise your hand if you leave the cupboard doors open. I know you're out there.
My toxic trait in the kitchen is using way too much paper towel. Kelsey says, I'm glad I'm not alone with that. Clean up, paper towel. Drying cloth, paper towel. Cutting board, paper towel. I need an intervention.
My toxic trait, I have several, but right after I use a pan, I immediately run it under the water. And I know that drives some people crazy. You're supposed to cool it off first.
Yeah, not good for the pan.
I like the sizzle. It's fun. It's like a fajita.
What do you got for us?
So it most often happens with my sister. If she comes over to my place, I'll cook her dinner, and as I'm doing it, I'll invite her in to keep me company or help me out with some cooking. But as soon as she starts, like, stirring something the wrong way or not checking on it often enough, it stresses me out, and then I just boot her back out.
So you invite people in to keep you company, and then immediately you're like, oh, this was a terrible idea.
Yeah, I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, I do like company in the kitchen as well, as long as they don't get in my way.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
That's great, Stacey. Appreciate it.
Anthony wrote in saying, my wife is 5'1" and I'm 6'4". Quite the difference. And I constantly put important things on the top shelf out of her reach, even though she specifically asks me not to.
It's so cute, kind of. You know what I mean? It's adorable, but I bet it's so frustrating.
Yeah, always having to get a stool to grab things.
I got another one I want to add to the list.
Yeah, we got lots of kitchen toxic traits.
When you know that there's nothing in the fridge that you want to eat, but you still open the fridge door and stand there and just look at it and let all the cold air out of your fridge. Like, what are you doing that for? You know there's nothing in there that you want to eat anyway.
Yeah, Thomas wrote in saying our 10-year-old leaves the fridge door open. That is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, especially as a dad, I wonder how often Thomas has to yell at his kid to be like, close the fridge.
True.
Stop
that.
it.
All right, what do you got?
Well, we have a ton of Tupperware, and we just whip it in the cupboard as fast as you can and slam the door so they don't fall out.
And then it's the next person that opens that drawer, it's their problem.
That's right, and it just all falls out, and then they got to pick it up again.
They might need it, though. That could be why they're accessing that cupboard, right? So it's like you're making it easier for them.
Yeah, it just falls right out.
Here, catch this.
The problem is, once it goes in there, it's like Narnia or something because you never find the master
Yeah,
lid.
where's the lid?
True. Thanks for the call, man.
Thank you, Darcy. Hannah's text. I think you're going to love this one, Ryder. I never fill up the Brita. I saw my husband doing it once and told him he didn't have to do that because the Brita fairy does it for us. He had a meltdown.
Yep.
I'm the same way. Like
every time I go for a glass of water, it's empty.
Yeah.
I fill it, and then it's empty again.
That's me. I don't fill it. I don't have the patience to stand and wait for it to fill at the sink. Do you know what I mean?
You're so annoying. Okay,
Yeah.
what do you got?
I kick the ice cubes underneath the fridge because I'm too lazy to pick them up.
What if there's more than one ice cube?
Oh, no, then I just, kick them wherever, and then I'll let the cats chase them around.
Yeah. One over here, one over there. You can't make a full puddle,
Yeah,
so you got to separate
No,
them.
exactly. Yeah. If there's 3 or 4, yeah. No, but I'd usually only drop 1 or 2.
Thanks
The
for that.
best. Bye, Shannon.
Bye.
We also got the same text from Chris, kicking ice cubes that fall on the floor under the fridge. But it is true. When you drop more than 3, then you have to do that deep sigh and bend down and start picking them up.
Well, and when you go to pick them up, they don't come. They don't naturally form to the hand.
Yeah.
So you're just playing with them for the first few attempts.
It's true. And then hopefully you're wearing socks and you can just kind of wipe up the little puddle. Summer, it's a little bit more difficult when you're barefoot.
True that.
Yeah.
All right, you're up. What do you got?
Whenever we're cooking together, my wife used to work in a restaurant, so she cooks on high heat, hard and fast, and as soon as I see that, I turn it down to 3, and then about 5 minutes later, she looks and she's like, what the heck's going on here?
So you turn all the burners down. You don't appreciate the high heat.
No, you can't cook on high heat. You got to cook low and slow.
I bet she doesn't appreciate you saying that to her if she's the one that worked in a kitchen, right?
No, she does not appreciate it. She's a great cook, and she doesn't need my help, but I feel like low and slow is better.
We got a text that also had to do with high heat cooking and how they always leave the spatula in the pan and melt it.
Yeah, that's not very tasty.
Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
All right, let's do this. We are joined by Texter 107. His name is Wes. Is this your first time getting through for Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay, Wes?
Sure is.
All
right.
right. Beginner's luck. Let's hope. Here's how it works. You're going to pick a teammate, Lisa or myself, who will leave the room and not be able to hear round 1. In round 1, we're going to give you 5 words. You tell us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite your teammate back in. They'll play the same game. For every answer that matches, it's $25. All 5 hit, $1,000.
Wes, who's your teammate?
I feel like when I play along on the radio, I end up with Ryder's answer, so I'm going to go with Ryder.
Nice. All right. Get out of here. Whew. We have not given away $1,000 in a very long time, really hoping that, like Ryder said, you have that beginner's luck. So I'll start your 25-second timer after the first word. Wes, what comes to your mind when I say cloudy?
Rain.
Pebbles.
Rocks.
Creamer.
Coffee.
Traffic.
Cars.
Branch.
Sorry, what was that?
Branch. B-R-A-N. Branch.
Tree.
Nice work. And the timer just ended. Let's get Ryder back in here and give you some money. Ryder. Oh, my timer's... I restarted it. Okay.
Are you timing me on how quickly I get back to the studio?
Slow
All right.
poke. Ryder, what comes to your mind when I say creamer?
Coffee.
$25, Wes. Woo!
Heck yeah.
Branch.
Tree.
$50. What comes to your mind when I say pebbles?
I'm going to say rocks.
$75. Traffic.
Traffic. Let's go with Jam.
Ah, cars.
Oh, that was my other word.
No, are you serious?
Yes.
When I wrote this word, I was thinking light. But
Light's a good one, too.
that's okay. But I mean, that was a tough word.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, leave. All right. We could still potentially give Wes $100 before he heads to work. What comes to mind when I say cloudy?
Skies.
Rain. I knew
Damn
you'd
it.
screw that up.
Skies was my other one.
You did pretty good, though. $75 in your pocket. Thanks for playing.
I'll take it. Thanks.
Awesome. Have a great day. Your next chance to play tomorrow morning at 7:50. Toxic traits in the kitchen. What is something you do, or feel free to call out somebody else that you live with who does these things?
Yeah, so my husband will constantly make 2 slices of toast and be convinced that he could eat a third piece of toast. So he leaves the knife just delicately sitting on the edge of the sink, even though he literally never has a third piece of toast. And he just leaves the knife hanging out on the sink for who knows what reason.
And then they're always so loud when they eventually fall in.
Yes!
Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. 780-784-7107. What do you got for us? This involves your husband as well.
He's in the phone with me and you're on speakerphone, so he gave me a look.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, but honestly, this should be an intervention, so let's hear it.
Well, yeah, no, so he goes for the last pop in the pantry, and he leaves the empty box in the pantry. So I'm like, okay, I want a pop. And so I go into the pantry, and I see the box. I'm like, oh, cool, there's pop left.
But it's empty.
There. So I get so frustrated.
Yeah, I had a roommate that did that once with whiskey. So, like, he would empty the bottle except for like a quarter of an ounce, and then I'd reach up to the liquor cabinet to have a drink, and there'd be no whiskey, but there'd just be the bottle. I used to get so mad. If I had more whiskey, I would have fought him.
I'm surprised you haven't confessed the one thing that you do every time you cook, Ryder.
I did. I used too much paper towel.
Nope, I'm talking about something else. You are obsessed with Worcestershire.
Yes, I do cook a lot with that.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay said one time that he puts it in a lot of dishes, and Ryder took that as a cue to put it in every and anything.
It amplifies other flavors.
Not everything, though, Ryder.
Okay.
Please.
Your toxic trait is you never cook and you complain about other people cooking too much.
I cooked just the other day.
Yeah.
I burnt kind of some banana bread.
Just another day, or just the other day, or just the other May?
Okay, so, Ryder, get this. Everyone
here we
listen
go,
up.
here we
I'd
go.
love to hear your opinion about this. Ryder tried to put Worcestershire in bruschetta topping the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Which should, if you're Italian and you're listening right now, I hope you're screaming. I hope you're upset.
I was going to mix a little bit of it with balsamic vinegar.
Fish oil
Yeah.
in bruschetta?
Oh, now you're saying it like that to sound cool.
Bruschetta?
Oh, my God.
No, I've been doing Duolingo.
Get me out of here. What's up?
So, things that drive you crazy that another person does in the kitchen.
Or what you do. Like, do you have a toxic kitchen trait? You can also call yourself out.
No, I'm perfect, Lisa. My boyfriend will cook breakfast. God bless him for cooking breakfast. But when he cooks the bacon, I have, like, brand new rock pans. So I told him he's not allowed to wash them. But what he does is he doesn't, like, drain the bacon grease out of the pan after. He just leaves it sit in the pan. So there's always, like, this thick layer of bacon grease sitting in the pan, and I'm like, I have to wash it because I told him he's not allowed to because I don't want them to go in the dishwasher.
This actually kind of sounds like a toxic trait on your behalf.
Yeah, this is like 50-50.
You've asked this poor man not to do the dishes, and then you're mad at him when he doesn't do anything.
Because if he hand washed the dish, I'd be fine, but he just puts it in the dishwasher and then my pans get wrecked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, okay, this is his fault.
But he does need to start draining it into like a pop
container
can.
or something. Yeah.
I feel like there should be a better invention for where to put bacon grease. It's like everybody just makes it up. Like,
I put tinfoil in the bottom of the drain in my sink and then pour it into the tinfoil and then let it harden. And a lot of the times I just freeze it and use it for baking.
Okay,
That's brilliant.
I'm sorry, you can't just say that passively as if it's not the most genius thing we've ever heard.
No wonder he doesn't drain it. You've got too good of a system.
Okay, Janet's text, 10 out of 10. What is your toxic trait in the kitchen? Janet says, I put the sticker from my apple or my peppers on the sink. We just launched a new auction over on our website, play107.com. You'll see it right there on the homepage, or you can go directly to it, harvardmediaauctions.com. It's called the Yum and Then Some auction. We know how much you love eating local businesses, eating at local businesses.
Yeah, that building tastes delicious.
The snozberries taste like snozberries. But no, there are so many incredible restaurants that have gift cards on our auction right now. You can get a $100 gift card to Hudson's going for $30 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just one example. So go exploring through this auction. And it's called Yum and Then Some because there's also other things that you can buy that have nothing to do with restaurants.
Yeah, like vacation opportunities, rentals, things like that I'm looking at.
Premium pet styling, you can get a $100 gift card to take your animal there to get groomed.
Absolutely love that place.
That's where we take our dogs, and it's going for $30 right now. There's some local bakeries on here. There's even like workout plans, a 3-month membership.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it after all this food.
Holy! It's valued at $240, and it's only at $5 right now. If you want the direct link to the Yum and Then Some auction, I'll send it directly to your phone. Just text us right now.
Oh man, I'm gonna spend a lot of money on this auction.
Me
I think
too.
I'm just going through it right now, and there's so much
Oh
good
my gosh!
stuff.
Mucho Burrito, $100 gift card going for $30.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Play 107.